In the wild, a silverback gorilla spends most of its day eating bamboo and napping. It doesn't have a gym membership, it doesn't do deadlifts, and it has never heard of a protein shake. Yet, it is a total beast. Its muscle lines are so smooth and powerful that it makes professional bodybuilders look like amateurs. I have even seen one. Well, in the movies, single-handedly take down 2 T-Rexes without breaking a sweat. Meanwhile, for us humans to get even a tiny bit of that muscle, we have to spend years in the gym, lifting heavy iron and praying to the gods of protein. We spend 2.5 years pushing ourselves to the limit, just to see a small change. And some people even risk their health on vitamin S from Steroid Planet just to get an edge. And let's be honest, even after all that, compared to a gorilla, we still look like wet noodles. The world record for a deadlift is 501 kilograms by the mountain, a silverback. It can lift 800 kilograms like it is picking up a piece of paper. Even a kangaroo in a zoo, with 0 exercise, has veins popping and can crush a steel bucket with its bare paws. Why is nature so unfair? Why does a working human who doesn't exercise just look skinny and exhausted, while a lazy cow or horse stays packed with muscle? The secret is in our genes. Most vertebrates have a protein called myostatin, which acts as a biological handbrake to stop muscles from growing too big. But humans are a very special case. You see, evolution gave us a choice: big brains or big muscles. We chose the brain, a high-energy organ that is basically a power vampire. How much power does it take? Well, back in high school, 2 hours of math class would leave you starving and dizzy. But think about your life now. You can lie on the couch and scroll through 2 hours of TikTok videos. And even though your body hasn't moved an inch, your brain is still firing on all cylinders, keeping you alive and kicking while your muscles rot. That is how much energy your brain consumes. Since muscle is also incredibly expensive to maintain, our body decided to be efficient. It keeps our myostatin levels high to prevent unnecessary muscle growth, saving all that precious fuel for our heads. If we gave that energy to our muscles instead, our brains would probably shrink to the size of a walnut. For humans, muscle is good enough. We don't need to be gorilla buff. Animals don't have this brain tax. In many species, the myostatin handbrake is much looser. Take the Belgian blue cattle, for example, because of a genetic defect that stops myostatin production. These cows look like they have been hitting the gym since they were calves. They weigh up to 3 tons and are made of pure, solid muscle. In the human world, unless you are one of the rare genetic elites born with deactivated myostatin, you have to do things the hard way. Building muscle for us is a process of destructive construction. We go to the gym to literally tear our muscle fibers apart. Then we eat a ton of protein to let them grow back thicker and stronger. But word of advice, this tear and repair method only works for your muscles. Don't try it on anything else. And the worst part, if you stop exercising, your body immediately tries to delete that expensive muscle to save energy. It is a never-ending battle against our own biology. There is another reason for our skinny frames. Our ancestors were persistence hunters. Once humans started using tools, we didn't need to wrestle a mammoth in a cage match. We needed the endurance to chase it for 10 miles until it collapsed from heat stroke. This requires putting all our stat points into endurance, not huge, bulky muscles. Endurance comes from thin, efficient muscle fibers. This is why sprinters look like tanks and marathon runners look like sticks. Furthermore, for survival, your genes think fat is much more valuable than muscle. Fat is a long-term battery for when there is a famine. Muscle is just a luxury that drains that battery. This is why humans have some of the highest body fat percentages in the animal kingdom. Even a farm pig who does nothing but eat and sleep has a lower body fat percentage than the average human. Yes, even the lazy pig is leaner than you. It is just our factory setting. So, don't be too jealous of the gorilla napping all day with his perfect physique. It is just a different evolutionary strategy. We might envy them for being ripped without a single rep, but they would surely envy us for being able to think. Even if we use that thinking power mostly to watch cat videos and order pizza. We gave up the ability to bench press a car so that we could build the car instead. While animals are stuck in the physical tier, We used our brains to bypass the limits of biology. We are the only species that can choose to be buff if we want to. But we are also the only species smart enough to realize that lying on the couch is much more comfortable. At the end of the day, the gorilla is the king of the forest. But we are the ones who built the zoo.